County has issued an evacuation for your area.
Now, people in Florida are bracing for Hurricane Milton to make landfall. Authorities have been driving through coastal neighborhoods, warning people to leave while they still can. And if not, prepare for the worst. 11 counties, home to almost 6 million people, are under mandatory evacuation orders. People spent hours on expressways trying to get out of the storm's path. Several Florida airports have closed, including Orlando International. And for those that can't get out, authorities are telling them to write their names and information on their arms and permanent marker so they can be identified after the storm.
It's certainly a terrifying thought, but here at home, people in Kentucky are not wasting any time to help those who are unable to evacuate. WHAS11's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie show us how one Bardstown woman is trying to make a difference.
Courtney Wells of Bardstown is a Kentuckian with her heart in Florida.
That's my home.
She knew right away she had to do something. Courtney lived in the Tampa Bay Clearwater area for 9 years. The area now a target for Milton.
And really, I could fit more in here if I needed to.
Putting a call to social media to collect donations she'll take to Florida once Milton passes through. So the plan is to travel the over 800 miles, pulling this trailer filled to the brim with urgently needed items. And Courtney tells me she's doing all of this just because she wants to help.
After Helene hit with all the flooding, they not only lost their home, but they lost their vehicles. So they don't have any way to evacuate at this point. It's devastating.
Florida is filled with anxiety and chaos, according to Julian Kirkland. He has family in Kentucky, and right now he's staying put in Orlando, another city facing the swath of Milton's future hurricane winds.
You don't know what you don't know. I don't think many people that have that live here right now have experienced a storm of this magnitude.
Kirkland says supplies are running low, so the donations brought by Wells will really help.
I feel like we all need to kind of come together and help support the communities down there and do what we can to help.
More donations can be brought to Infinity Laser Med Spa in Bardstown on Keystone Avenue. In Bardstown, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
Florida state officials say about 6 million people across 11 counties are now under mandatory evacuations. And according to the National Weather Service, more than 20 million of Florida's 22 million residents are under either hurricane or tropical storm warnings.
And again, we keep saying look for the helpers. Crews from Anchorage, Middletown Fire and EMS have arrived in Florida to help after the hurricane hits. They're stationed in Live Oak, Florida, which, if you're familiar, that's just east of Tallahassee. A department spokesperson says more than 200 responders are on site from as far away as Texas and Kansas. Teams will be deployed immediately after the storm passes to start rescue operations.
This story and this storm are still developing. Milton is expected to hit later tonight into Thursday morning with storm surge up to 15 feet. High enough to overtake a house. Download the WHAS 11 app for continued coverage as we learn more about its impacts.
5 minutes after 6 now, here at home, a teenage boy shot outside a PRP football game has died from his injuries. Police say the teenager died yesterday morning at a local hospital. Will Pitts says he and his family thought his 17-year-old cousin would survive, but now they're mourning his loss. Pitts runs a nonprofit aimed at preventing youth violence called Shoot Balls, Not Guns, and says he's committed to fighting for a solution.
And I'm not standing here as a victim. You know, I'm standing here as a concerned citizen, as a grown man in the city of Louisville that's not scared to say I'm tired of it. You know, gun violence has plagued our city for a long time, and, you know, it's destroying lives, it's destroying families, and we have to end it.
Metro Police have said they do have video of the suspects, but they point out they were wearing masks during the shooting. So anyone with information that might help detectives make an arrest, you're urged to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD or use the online portal.
Later today, crews plan to start removing the wreckage of a helicopter crash in northern Kentucky that killed 3 first responders. Air Evac Life Team members Gail Alleman, Bethany Aiken, and James Welsh died in the crash near Owenton in Owen County Monday night. The crew was based in neighboring Grant County. Federal investigators took the WHAS 11 team to the crash site yesterday, where parts of the helicopter still remain in a wooded area. NTSB investigators say the helicopter was on its way to pick up a patient when it got caught in a tension cable and crashed. We're told the crew was familiar with the area.
It's my understanding that the pilot has used this landing zone before. Multiple times, or do you know?
The number of times I don't know. I hope to learn that. It'll give us a little more fidelity about his understanding of the area and the hazards.
An NTSB senior air safety investigator tells us he believes the landing zone was around a nearby athletic field. He said he's been told the patient the crew was going to transport after a cardiac emergency is doing well.
Louisville Metro Police are looking for the driver of a stolen pickup truck. Officers say it crashed into a JCPS school bus. The crash happened around 4:45 yesterday afternoon on 11th Street between Broadway and Chestnut. Investigators say the driver of the truck hit the bus, then ran off. Police say that truck was reported stolen, and witnesses told officers the truck may have been speeding from an area where gunshots were reportedly fired when it hit the bus. Now, no shooting scene was ever found. 9 students from Milton Elementary were on that bus at the time. JCPS tells us no serious injuries were reported.
An old Louisville apartment building has been told to stay empty until its fire alarms and sprinklers are working. The order from Louisville Fire comes after a fire at the York Street apartment building not far from the main public library. When crews arrived, they found a fire on the 5th floor and started evacuating people. One person was taken to the hospital. We're told they are expected to survive. Investigators are still working to find out what caused the fire.